Hello,
Hello,
my name's Willow,
I'm James.
and welcome to the Random Frequencies Podcast.
Yes, episode 1. Here we go.
Yay, our first podcast, James.
Yeah, this feels good. Yeah, I like the setup we have in here.
I don't, it's a mess.
aside from the mess, it's pretty comfortable.
It's a mess, no soundproofing. We're using a fold-up table. Our room's freaking walls are just slashed to bits.
We need a table sponsor. Just kidding.
Good luck. Anyway, yeah, our first podcast. How you feeling? Pretty good?
Pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good too.
Staying healthy, doing the whole stuff we got to do.
Yeah. So, people out there, anybody who's listening may wonder, who the heck are these guys, these clowns, these bozos?
Do you want me to go first or you first?
Why don't you start first, James?
Okay, well, my name is James. I share common interests with Willow. We're gamers, we're nerds, we are into the media and everything associated with that. So,
games, music, television shows, films.
Mm-hmm.
The everyday thing that has to do with media. We like listening to podcasts ourselves.
Yeah.
We enjoy podcasts too, so we figured at some point we'd love to get one going.
Yeah.
Hey, here we are.
Yeah.
So,
it stemmed from just us, playing regular games. We have our YouTubes and Twitch. Will is more active on his stuff. You can plug your stuff right now if you want.
I will later. I'm not feeling too confident about that at the moment.
All right, we'll just do it later.
Yeah, we can make that like an ending segment or whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking of segments, let's get right on into it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Let's start with some music. What have you been listening to?
Well, originally, for my notes that I had down, I was listening to a lot of the band called Polaris. Still very good. Still really good. Listen to them on the daily. And so do my coworkers. No, I don't listen to it that loud.
Yeah.
But a band that my buddy got me really into recently was a band called holy crap, I can't remember their name now. Architects. Oh my god. Architects, yeah. Really good song. Doomsday is just it's on repeat, and it has a really good meaning behind it. I think it was their drummer that passed away, and him and the singer were really good best friends, and you can hear like the sadness and emotion in his voice, as well as other songs. But it's just such a great band. I love them so much. Who else have I been listening to? I've been listening to a lot of Volbeat again, if you can believe that.
Hey, it's something we also share common interest in.
Like, I don't know, especially that show. I think whenever I hear Volbeat, I just think of that show we went to in Missoula, Montana.
Oh, God, such a great show. I loved that so much.
Yeah.
I think that is still my favorite concert that I went to.
Yeah, you still got your...
I still have the ticket.
Yeah.
It's right up there.
Yeah.
We went to that in 2015, 14, somewhere around that.
I think it was 14.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Man, that was some good times, man. Holy smokes.
It was back when we just got what little money we can together and just left.
I remember I called everybody up that day. I was in Riverton.
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling good, man. I was like, I at the time I really, really listened to Volbeat back then, and I just got one of their newest albums, and I looked at some of their stuff that they had, and they had some concerts coming up, and then I happened to notice one was close to us in Denver. So I called everybody up that day, and I said, we're going. I'm buying us tickets. We're going. And we went, and my God, wasn't it one of the best concerts? One of the best things I've ever seen.
Oh, for sure.
Ugh.
Crowbot, too, like in Anthrax.
Oh, man, of course.
Anthrax, I went in with high expectations, and I was blown away. Like, they were just, I don't know, they exceeded my expectations by like 1,000.
Mm-hmm. And what's funny was both Anthrax and Crowbot were the openers for Volbeat.
Yeah.
And they weren't skittish on their sets. Yeah. Crowbot was throwing out some mean ones that day, man.
Yeah, they had really good stage presence. It was awesome. And they got big. They're pretty good now. Like, all of you probably heard of Crowbot if you're into the same kind of music that I am.
I wonder, were they still in their starting stage? Like, they were still getting into it by the time we saw them?
Yeah, they were still relatively new. But holy crap, psychedelic rock, funky metal. It was great. Legend of the Spaceborne Killer. Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
That was awesome. But yeah, just a lot of Polaris and a lot of Architects. Just You know, I'm into the get your blood pumping kind of thing every morning. And I have it with your black coffee. Well, I like black coffee, but yeah. Get you going in the morning, you know what I mean? Good stuff.
That sick, nasty tunes with that sick, nasty coffee.
Mm-hmm. Going to work at 900 miles an hour.
Especially with the job that you have.
Yeah, just... What about you? What you been jamming lately?
Oh, man. Me, I always love plugging what I used to love listening to and what I still do today. You know, that old school rock and roll, that classic hair metal 90s.
Oh, yeah. It's always daily for me, too.
It's funny because, you know, us guys, we're younger guys. You know? We're like younger than like what you would consider most people listening to that would be.
Yeah, we've been called old souls before.
Yeah, man. I like me, man. I was always love because see, my folks are old, so the people always mistake them for my grandparents.
Yeah.
See, I grew up listening to like Elvis. I grew up listening to Bonnie Tyler. I grew up listening to all that.
I mistake your dad for you sometimes.
So do other people, especially when he steals my shirts. He always steals my shirts, and I started buying special shoes because I knew he wasn't going to steal those. Stacey Adams and all that.
Yeah,
but anyway,
he might one day.
But yeah, anyway, I grew up listening to all that stuff, Pink Floyd and CCR, all that stuff, and I just love listening to all their albums on like YouTube, Spotify, anywhere I can get them. It's like
same.
And you know, my all-time favorite band is Van Halen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, rest in peace, Eddie. Rest in peace, Eddie.
R.I.P., bro.
You know, just, but you know, Van Halen and CCR and you know a lot recently I've been listening to a lot of well, as far as old music goes, I've been listening to a lot of The Who, The Doors.
Oh yeah,
and Rolling Stones is actually my second favorite band of all time.
Oh yeah, I dig that.
I love the Rolling Stones. And new age stuff, you know, obviously Volbeat. You know, I loved Volbeat, and I think I was listening to it long after like other people kind of was like, eh. And you know, there's a point. You know, people like to look at the timeline where Volbeat started to where they are now. People say, oh, they've gone a little more mainstream and all that. And I was like, well, I get it. You know, with that kind of stuff, you gotta make your corporate sponsors happy at some point.
Well, it's not even about that. Like, you gotta evolve eventually. Like, look at Bring Me the Horizon. They went from hardcore, you know, thrash, you know, rebel kind of thing. And now they mellowed out for a minute there. Now where they're at now is like a combination of everything they did, and it's good. Like, I dig it.
Yeah, just like another band I give an example to that is at least I think so. I could be wrong about it, but is Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh yeah.
You know how all their stuff was, and you know just you know changing, and there's some albums that we only listen to like maybe two or three songs on the entire album. Like what was that one? Hail to the King.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that album was okay to me personally. I was like, there was only a few songs on there I genuinely enjoy. Mm-hmm. And then another one came out. I think the one after that was called what was it? The Stage? That album?
Yeah, The Stage.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that one. I liked it. I loved it. See, to me it was a change. It was a welcome change for me because it was a more mellow. It was, I don't want to say an experimental thing, but I think they wanted to like. I didn't read up on it either, but I think they wanted to kind of well, perhaps I guess. But to me, it felt like. To me, I feel like bands when they do that kind of stuff, it feels like they just want to bring out a little more mellow tune to their sound. You know?
Things,
yeah. You know, that happened with Linkin Park, and I hate to say it, but I mean, I don't want to criticize, you know, what they did. It's just it wasn't my taste, and that was fine. But a lot of people really gave them shit for changing their sound.
Yeah.
And I kept telling people, you know, it's not that, you know, it's what people, you know. It's sometimes you gotta also be willing to do what the artists themselves want. You can't always be about what you guys want as fans.
Yeah.
You gotta appreciate where they're coming from for all their hard work and stuff. So
and see, with doing that, they're bringing in more fans, like fans that wouldn't typically be their fans. You know, it's all about music. To me, is like bringing everyone together. You know, under a similar sound. And I feel like when bands do that, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because new fans, new generation of people, new fans. You know, people.
Definitely.
You know, they will cater to them and cater to old fans as well. It's just how music works.
Yep. So, with that, James, you know, when we call this podcast Random Frequencies, right? Mm-hmm. You know why we call it that?
Yeah.
Because we are now switching frequencies to something a little more different.
Yeah.
What are we switching it to?
Let's talk about movies.
Okay.
Down some movies.
So, movies. What was the last movie you saw?
Frankenstein's Army.
How did you like it?
Easily one of my favorite movies now. Willow, before we started this, he kept telling me about Frankenstein's Army, and I'm into a little more of that darker culture of movies. He said this is right up my alley because I like old school horror movies like monsters and serial killers, the psychological side of things, like stuff that like seemed like it would have happened, but it didn't. So people like made scary stuff out of it.
and here's the best thing I think, because you know how much I plugged Frankenstein's Army for you for a long time and told you I need to show you this, and you were wondering why. But it's not just that. This movie is also a war movie.
Yeah.
And how often do they do war movies that also mend with horror?
Well, see, the thing is, too, I was telling you about Overlord.
Yes.
And
you still can't accept the fact that we saw that in theaters together, dude.
I still don't remember that.
We saw that. Of course we did.
I got poo brain.
I cannot believe that you don't remember that. We thought it was one of the coolest movies ever.
I don't know, man. I evolved and my brain didn't take that with me, though.
That's a shame. You know why? Because I had a great time with you.
I'm sure I did too, but I just don't remember. But, I kept saying that was a good movie. That was a really good movie.
Yeah.
Overlord. And Willow kept saying, dude, Frankenstein's Armor's better. It's better. And then this last Halloween night, we all hung out and we just watched that. And the whole time in that movie, I was just captivated. It was incredible. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And just the special effects, which were obviously, like handmade, like costume wise and stuff. It was
because it's kind of a lower budget film. Mm-hmm. However, they make it work.
Yeah, and it was great. And the amalgams. What would he call them? Amalgams? What did he call them? Something butts.
I don't know. As far as I understand, he just called them his creations.
His creations. I like things like that. Like BioShock's one of my favorite games. With the Big Daddy and little sisters and big sisters in there. How they all look like pieced together human edited people, and I'm into that. It's cool as hell. And BioShock 2 was all around that, becoming one.
Yep.
And watching that Frankenstein's Army, seeing all these creations that were combined was Mosquito. What was his name? Mosquito.
Mosquito, yeah.
Mosquito. He was my favorite because he's absolutely terrifying.
Oh yeah, you just love the way that he drilled the back of that guy's brain on the catwalk. Oh boy,
it was incredible. I loved it so much. And those two. I like that little pot guy with the legs.
Yeah, just like a round ball with legs on it.
Walking around. I was like, that's kind of cute, but also mortifying.
Well, you love cute, mortifying things.
I do. I really do.
I do too. I mean, in our video game segment later, I'll tell you exactly about it. But Frankenstein's Army, man, don't skip on it. If anybody out there has not seen Frankenstein's Army, I implore you to watch it.
Yes, do it. If you're into weird, Frankenstein-esque experimental amalgam, everything under that radar, it's highly recommended.
Even if you're not, I highly encourage you to watch this film.
Yes. What was it, 2003 it came out?
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot to look up the date it came out.
It's
kind of a dated film.
Yeah.
It's kind of like early 2000, mid 2000s, somewhere around there.
Yeah, but see, it was shot, and the way that it was shot with the camera, it made it look like it was in the old was it after World War II?
Yeah.
It was like filmed looked like it was filmed on an old school camera. And it was from a first person's perspective, so
yeah, it's like a found footage film.
It was great.
If anything, probably, I'm not even kidding you, in my personal humble opinion, the best found footage film I have seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Cloverfield did the same thing with the found footage kind of thing. It was good. I liked it, but Frankenstein's Army, man, just
oh boy,
thrill ride.
Yes, and we're gonna watch it again at some point.
Yeah. I found I did some research because I wanted the DVD for my collection, and there's a special edition where it comes with a figurine of Mosquito, and I'm all like, I need this.
That.
Yeah,
yes,
I need to order this. There's one more I want to touch on real quick.
Go ahead.
We watched it that same Halloween night, Blood Quantum.
Blood Quantum, dude.
I know you got lots to say about it.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it's basically, was it a virus?
Yeah, it was a zombie virus, but it only affected, and and I don't mean to offend any I don't mean to offend any.
It affected everyone except Native Americans.
And me and James, if somebody doesn't understand this, are Native American people.
Yeah.
So that movie kind of spoke to us a little bit, and we're like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really good.
Us guys ain't gonna get the fucking virus.
Dude, the grandpa on there, easily my favorite character. Homeboy rocked the samurai
He
sword.
did, man. I loved that stuff. And you guys kept saying, "That's you." And I'm like, yeah, that's me.
I mean, you got a samurai sword in here somewhere. I know.
Yeah, I got like a few of them.
See? Yeah, that's you.
So, yeah, you know who to come to if we ever But yeah, that movie, man, it is nuts.
Also a low-budget film, but the way it was executed was excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Very excellent.
And very funny.
Very funny.
It was very funny.
You know, natives just have that humor, and there's a lot of that.
And it had that native humor in it that we just absolutely adore.
Well, at the same time, it kept it, on a serious note.
Yep. It's also very, very somber, very, very down film as well.
It was a really good.
Wasn't scared to go places.
Yeah, it was amazing, and it was really good to watch on Halloween.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I got for my movies. What do you got?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm the one who sat there with you watching Frankenstein's Army.
Yep.
And Overlord.
Yep.
And Blood Quantum. There's another film that I want to talk about.
One of these days when my brain decides to act right, I'm going to remember, and I'm going to be like, oh, that was a fun night, Will.
It'll be like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, like, in 30 years.
And then I'll forget.
We did what now?
Anyway, speaking of found footage movies and horror films, I got another one. One that is on my list for us to watch at some point.
Okay.
It is called Evil Things.
Evil Things. I heard you kind of talking about it, but I kind of spaced out.
Yes, I kind of mentioned this. I saw it. See, we have a local video store around here. It's not local enough. It's down in...
You do?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not local. For us, it's local enough. It's the Video Warehouse.
Oh, right.
Yes. And I used to rent from there a lot. And I used to rent, obviously, always scary movies. Sometimes I'd rent the same ones over and over. Yeah. One night, I decided I wanted to rent something totally different.
Sorry.
So, I rented a movie that was called Evil Things.
Evil Things.
And it was a found footage film. Mm-hmm. And I think it's old enough for me to go ahead and put some minor spoilers in. All it is about this group of kids who go out and it's like during this time, wintertime.
Yeah.
And they go out into like a cabin in like Colorado or someplace. And it's like a fancy cabin. It's like some people's like ideal getaway for like winter times. They're kind of, I think they're rich kids too. Like it's not actually a cabin, but like a house.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the kids' parents' house, and they're there for like the week or whatever, the weekend. And well, they're like filming their entire ordeal, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not an ordeal until like somebody starts having a camera of their own who's not with this group. And they start taking pictures of these people while they're sleeping, right?
Oh.
And they're posting these pictures at their beds.
Ew.
And they wake up and they're like, "What the hell is this? Did you take a photo of me last night?" No, my camera's right here. There's nothing in here. And they're showing them there's nothing in here. There's no memory of this at all.
What a creep.
Well, what's going on is obviously somebody's following them.
Yeah.
Right? And one by one, they each have like a encounter with, well, something terrifying. Mm-hmm. And then, this person's like starting to shut the lights off and the power. Yeah. Just messing with these people. They'd turn them back on, right?
Yeah.
Well, after a while, it gets more serious. The things start getting taken from the house. Windows are getting busted. And then their car gets, the cables get cut. They can't leave now.
Yeah.
Now they're stuck there.
Oh.
So, this whole thing's being filmed like found footage style. Mm-hmm. So I think in the movie, if I remember right, it's been a while since I've seen it,
so
but
it's like a dual perspective, like from Okay.
Yeah. Right. Oh my God! Like by the time it was over, I had to like, it was creepy. You know why?
Why?
Because it's something that could actually happen.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't doubt that something like this could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
So that's one of the more creepy things about this film that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. That's why those type of movies, I feel like don't get enough credit because it's they're basing off of something that could actually happen.
Yep.
And that's legitimately scary.
Yep. Another film, if I have to plug one, what's a good film I have seen maybe only once. Oh, one that I need to see the sequel to that I don't know even has it come out yet was Quiet Place.
Oh yeah, I think that's out on to a stream already, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because it was supposed to come to theaters originally, but now it can't. So
the first one was great.
Oh, I love the first one.
I dug it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, the A Quiet Place. Like, I really dug that movie. Like, it does that whole alien invasion thing kind of thing.
Well, we didn't know it was aliens. Aliens.
I know that's the best part, you know. And I hate to spoil that kind of thing for anybody, but it's been out long enough.
Was it aliens? Was it aliens? Like, were they aliens?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they're like, it was not it was not a real typical alien invasion film. It was like, but I guess it was. I guess you could say it was.
To me, I thought they were kind of like demons kind of thing.
No, they were aliens, I think.
Oh, okay.
If I remember right, in one of the newspaper clippings of the film, it mentioned that they came from space.
Oh, I see.
That they're like saucers or whatever crashed and whatever.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I remember seeing that.
But I really wanted to see part 2, and I haven't yet. And I was hearing about it for like what feels like years now, and it's like that's something I really want to watch.
Well, I'll look into that when we're done here to see if I can find it, and we'll watch that.
My
next.
God, I really need to watch that second part because that's one of my favorite films. Like in the past, maybe I don't know, 10 years, maybe. It's actually one of my top 5.
It was good, but just when the dad. I still see him as Jim from The Office. I'm like, dang man, Jim, you should stay at The Office, bro.
You should stay at The Office.
Then again, he's a very flexible actor anyway. So I mean, he was Kim on that Seth Rogen film.
Which one?
God, I can't remember what it was called. It's where Seth Rogen and James Franco go to Korea and the interview.
Oh, the interview.
I got it. I got it eventually.
Yeah, you and another friend of ours actually saw that in theaters when it did come to theaters.
I
for
did.
One
Who did I
time.
go with?
Yes. Who did you go with? You went with somebody. You two saw it in theaters, and like I think you asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, no, not really.
Dude, I don't remember who I went with. They'll probably be really mad about that too.
Well, that's depending if they listen to the podcast or not. But
I'm gonna make them. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I want to say it was my Brad Pitt looking friend, but
no, he was gone before that, I believe.
I don't remember. Moving on.
Yeah, I think you guys did invite like me and 2 other people to go see it, but you ended up seeing it just by yourselves because I didn't want to go for some reason. Yeah, which is weird because I always want to go to movies with you guys.
Yeah.
I think I was either not feeling good that day or something like.
What about upcoming movies, Willow?
Well, originally I did want to drag you to the Monster Hunter film, kicking and screaming as hard as you didn't want to go.
I've changed my mind. I will see it.
Well, remember, I changed my mind too. I wasn't going to drag you to it.
Well, I'm gonna see it, and if you want to go, you can go. If you don't want to, I ain't gonna force you.
Well, see, the only reason I was going to drag you is because I knew how much you were going to hate it. Because you've dragged me some really crappy movies,
Don't get me wrong. I'm probably going to hate it still, but I'm going for the appreciation of the monsters, not Mila Jovovich.
Yeah. And the other reason why is because I know next to nothing about the Monster Hunter series. Aside from a few monsters, maybe.
I would learn you up on the lore, what little lore there is. So it would probably take like 10 minutes.
That's funny you say that because, like, it doesn't. As far as this movie's concerned, it doesn't matter because they're probably going to screw it up as bad they did the Resident Evil films.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, they're doing a crossover Monster Hunter World. The game. They're doing a crossover with the Monster Hunter movie. So I'm like, I guess that's a way to make the movie make sense all of a sudden. And Mila
oh dear!
Yeah, she got rendered. She got rendered into a video game character.
When you need to throw your mix into a video game just for your movie to make sense.
See, that was a cop-out to me. I feel like that was a scapegoat. Be like, oh, we're not receiving good input from this. Let's do a crossover with the game.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's what happened. And
see, when movies used to do tie-in video games like King Kong or Lord of the Rings back in the day, or like The Matrix,
yeah,
like those were good games. They're throwing in like patch DLC, custom skins, what have you, for a game that's already done so well.
Yeah, it's just a scapegoat.
Anyway, away from this crap show of a film talk on Monster Hunter, there's a film I am very excited for that I've been hearing rumors won't come to theaters now.
What is it?
Kong vs. Godzilla.
When was that supposed to release?
It has been pushed back for a long time, man. Like, it was supposed to release May of this year, I believe.
Right.
But it's looking like May of next year, and it might not even come to theaters.
Well, hopefully...
From what I'm hearing from reports on both Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I'll still watch it. I will watch it.
Me too.
Because from what I was told, from what I read, Netflix offered the production company who was making it $200 million
Who's
to be...
the company?
Legendary.
Oh, Legendary?
Yeah,
right.
Legendary. Yeah. Warner Brothers and Legendary both together, I
I
think.
I didn't know Warner Brothers had taken this.
Yeah. That's actually distributed by Warner Brothers. It's just like Legendary who's done the past Godzilla films.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because remember, they did Pacific Rim, too.
I love that movie.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. From what I read on the reports was that Netflix offered Warner Brothers $200 million to have it streamed on their service. But they didn't want to do it. Warner Brothers didn't want to do the deal.
I mean, I'll take
and then
it.
And then Vudu, I think, either Vudu or HBO was trying to offer Warner Brothers the same deal. I don't know if they took that up. That was the last of the news I heard on that deal.
They're probably still figuring out if they want to do a theater release or not, huh?
Yeah, because I was also reading on latest reports was that they're still not sure. They're thinking it might still come to theaters, but also might be a streaming service as well. But anyway, aside from that, the problems that might arise from that, I am very excited for that movie.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
Kong versus Godzilla. So far, we only have a still image and very profound rumors about what's going to happen.
Is the Mechagodzilla thing right?
They're thinking Mechagodzilla might be in the film.
Yeah.
They're also thinking Space Godzilla might be a thing.
Well, see, they had that King Ghidorah head at the end of that last movie, so...
And they're thinking maybe Mecha King Ghidorah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or he might just come back as his regular old self.
No, I want to see a Mecha King Ghidorah.
I honestly think they would do that.
Yeah.
You know, they might build the robots.
Mm-hmm.
But again, since we're going into Godzilla lore here, see, the original Mechagodzilla was built by aliens from the third planet of the black hole in the old 70s movies.
Yeah.
And he came to Earth to conquer.
Mm-hmm.
He came to Earth to kill Godzilla and anyone who stood in his way to conquer the rest of Earth.
Right.
And they brought him back in the sequel, which came out a year after that. And this time he had help from an Earth monster, Titanosaurus. And this time Godzilla was on his own.
Titanosaurus.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah. That's actually one of my favorite Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
Actually, both of them. Both those films. And see, those old Godzilla movies hardly ever did sequels like that, where it was like a continuation of the exact same story.
Yeah.
They didn't do that until the 90s came out. But anyway, that was original Mechagodzilla's origins. And then the 90s ones came out. He was built by people in Japan. And then the 2000s one, Tokyo SOS and Against Mechagodzilla, was again people in Japan who built Mechagodzilla from the bones of the original one that died in the very first movie. So my question is, what are they going to do with this one? Is this going to be a man-made one, or is it going to be alien-built?
Watch them pull up both.
See, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Before these Godzilla movies were announced, or at all even thought of, Legendary and Warner Brothers did Pacific Rim first.
Yeah.
I thought at some point they were going to do a crossover of these films. But see, the original Pacific Rim takes place in 2020. That takes place in the future already.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is now today. But
where's my
Jaegers? Where's my Jaegers? Where's our
it.
Let's go be pilots, man.
I'm down.
But anyway, yeah, see those movies took place in the future. And if Godzilla had anything to do with what happened back then, like he's either dead or this doesn't take place in the universe at all.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer because I would love to see Gypsy Danger crossover or Godzilla crossover with the Pacific Rim. You know.
Well, you never know. Like the old Godzilla movies, they had a profound timeline anyway.
They did, but like with these films, I don't know. Because going back to Godzilla vs. Kong, from what I was told, this is America's last take on Godzilla before Tokyo and Toho Studios get their rights to their creatures. But that's the reason why they haven't made anything yet.
Yeah.
Is because they gave the rights to Legendary Warner Brothers. They were not able to make anything Godzilla related until, and that doesn't include the Netflix stuff they did.
Yeah.
As far as I was told.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's one film I am just absolutely eager to
Yeah.
that and
Love me
one
some
more
Godzilla.
thing I'm gonna plug. Jurassic World.
Yeah.
That one, I've been following that since this production. It's done filming.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the editing process.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting for that trailer to drop, baby.
Oh, man. Yeah.
We've got returning characters. Sam Neill as Dr. Grant.
What?
Laura Dern as Ellie Sattler. Jeff
What?
Goldblum
Hell yeah.
as Ian Malcolm.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got just about every returning original Jurassic World character.
Nice.
This is, Chris Pratt put it, the Avengers of Jurassic World.
Well, they better live up to that.
They are going all out with this thing. And I am just hoping that it at least lives up to half my expectations. Because as much as I enjoyed the last Jurassic movie, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first Jurassic World.
Yeah, the first one I liked a little better because, it kind of took me back to seeing the first Jurassic Park when I was a big wee lad.
Now, please tell me you remember seeing that in theaters with me.
Yes.
Yes. You know why?
Why?
Because that was an IMAX 3D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
We were in Denver?
We were in Denver, Colorado, yeah.
If I got that wrong, you'd be like, you don't remember, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. And I was dressed as the old man John Hammond.
Yeah. Oh, you were. That was great.
It was. Everybody, even that waiter that we was eating at Red Robin's, I believe.
That was good.
And he was looking at us because we went to eat there before we saw the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at me and he's like, "You gonna go see Jurassic World after?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "How'd you know?" He's like, "The way you're dressed." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, cool."
Yeah. That was a nice place too. We were at. I can't remember what it was called. Something Garden, something Square. You remember? Remember we kept saying we were gonna go back there and shop around because it was a super nice location.
I don't remember the place, but I remember the name of the theater we went to, AMC Orchard.
Yeah, Orchard. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That was a good place.
That was a good place.
There
we do. When the apocalypse is over. So, switching frequencies once more to our final topic, which we might spend the most time on.
TV show.
Wait a minute. Did I miss? I missed something, didn't I? I missed the TV shows.
Well,
that's not exactly what I was going to talk about, but I completely forgot.
Well, let's just go. What do you want to talk about?
Well, cool.
Yeah.
You first. That caught me off guard.
Just say what you were going to say.
I'm not. Go ahead.
Well, I can talk about a lot of things for hours if I felt like it, but, since I'm just going off the list here, God, I don't know. I'm very passionate about these two. I'm just going to start with the lesser one, which is the new Sword Art Online anime, the Alicization. I finished it, and I loved it. I don't care what anyone says.
You don't care what anybody says? Why? Because you've been hearing people don't like it?
Well, it's just people got... thought Sword Art Online as a whole kind of got stale because, they're like, oh, it's just a harem now. Oh, it's just, the recycling of stuff. But they went from it to where the main character was not really the main character anymore. It was from a new... for the first part, he was the main character for a while. But then the second part of the anime, how they do like 12 episodes and the next 12 are completely flip the script. Like how, like an Attack on Titan where they did that, where first it was Titans they were afraid of, and now it turned into people they were afraid of. But they kind of did that here. Excuse me.
Sorry. Getting a little too passionate over there.
I know. I just love it so much. But no, just the art style and the way they depicted the stuff that was... I don't want to get spoilers because it's still relatively new too. It only ended like a month ago. Yeah, so I'm like...
Well, maybe just a tease. Maybe a tease.
Well, yeah, from Alice, she's basically the AI that they were making under Wrath, which is the company that's making her, and Kazuto basically is there helping help the AI learn, and she's not the only AI there. Literally thousands upon thousands of AI live there inside this program they're making, and basically they made an artificial soul, which is actually a human soul they made, which is weird, and I'm like, that's kind of cool though, I want to do that in real life. But Kazuto is just there to make sure everything goes fine, and as per usual with anime, it doesn't. Stuff goes down in the second part. He's in a coma. A lot of wars happen. It's just out there. Like I expected it to go a completely different direction, but the animation and stuff, and it's got I think it has a TVMA rating now. I think because they like their art style. They're not afraid to break a bone or two there and show it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So What have you got?
Me?
Yeah.
I have, the obvious choice is The Mandalorian.
Yep, The Mandalorian.
Yes. Funny thing. Mm-hmm. I haven't watched the last 2 episodes.
Same!
And the other one came out today, I think.
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah. I haven't caught up since episode 2, I think.
What episode is that when we watched on Halloween? Was that the first?
Season 1?
Yeah,
season 2,
season
episode
2.
1, I think.
Yeah, I'm still episode 1.
Was it Halloween?
Yeah, it was Halloween. We watched that first, then we watched Frankenstein's Army, and then we watched Blood Quantum first, I think. Yeah, it was Mandalorian, the Blood Quantum, then Frankenstein's Army.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. I was there with you guys.
Now you can't remember.
Well, no. I thought we were there 2 separate times because I had my nephew with me that day, remember?
Yeah.
And then I had to take him home.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.
Yeah, then we came back and watched Blood Quantum and then Frankenstein's Army.
Yeah. Well, anyway, The Mandalorian. So I'm gonna go back to season 1 real quick.
Do it.
Because.
Do it.
Wow.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
That who knew after all this time that they would actually be able to give us a full-fledged live-action television show based on Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They could only do that in the cartoons and make it cool.
Yeah.
Like the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this show.
Well,
so far.
Rebels is canon now, isn't it?
All of it's canon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all canon, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, anybody out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I understand it, everything that has been shown on television is now canon.
Yeah, because the only thing I've seen and heard of is that Rebels is now canon. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Kind of ties some ends up, I guess. Like with Maul and all that. So I'm down with that.
See, Rebels is canon because it also ties in with Clone Wars. Maybe you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
It does. It ties in with the Clone Wars because Maul comes back.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then, he meets with Obi-Wan again. Like for the millionth time.
Like how many occasions? Like 3 now?
Yeah, and he's lost every single one of them. And that last one was the last one.
Get it together, Maul.
He can't because he's dead.
Oh, that was in bad taste too because homie lost his legs.
I mean, goes without saying.
He got robo legs, though. We're good.
Yeah, but also, Anakin's old Padawan from the Clone Wars, right?
Yeah.
What the heck was her name? I can't remember.
Ahsoka?
Yeah, she comes back and meets him again as he's Darth Vader.
See, I seen that on YouTube. It was recommended to me because, the algorithm is like, hey, check this out.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I will.
So that definitely ties in with Clone Wars.
Their cool white lightsabers. That was cool.
Yeah, well,
really
she identified herself not as a Jedi or as a Sith.
Yeah, I can't remember what she said exactly, though, right before she fought Darth Vader. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, she's like, I'm no Sith nor Jedi, and she busts out the lightsabers.
Yep.
That was cool as
hell.
That was
cool. It was cool, and the fight was cool.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, as far as The Mandalorian's concerned, that was one hell of a season 1.
Yes,
one hell of a season 1. And I really want to know what happens next, so I need to get caught up on my Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it tomorrow when I'm taking study breaks, because, oh, God, I hear it's getting good. Spoiler free.
Very, very. I almost got spoiled by something earlier today.
Yeah, I avoided all spoilers. I unfollowed The Mandalorian on Twitter and Facebook and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing to do, at least until the season's over.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I originally wanted to do, is just let the season play out and binge watch it like I did with the first one. So, but I don't know. I'm still debating on that. I might just, start watching it tomorrow anyway because it's so good.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about me not being able to watch it this week. It's just I've been trying to busy doing other things, but man, I really want to get back into it. Another television show that I want to plug real quick is it's a good one. I'll plug this one real quick that I've seen my nephew watching recently is Vikings.
Vikings, huh?
Mm-hmm. And I've seen a few episodes with him, just in bits and pieces, just because I got really into it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And what I saw, apparently, because I'm very late to watching the show, obviously, because this show is very, very, it's not very old, but it's like a few years old now.
Yeah. Didn't it recently end, last year, ish?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I heard a lot about it, though. It looks good.
Yeah. I was told this main character in the show, or one of the main characters, was based on a real life Viking.
Really?
Yeah. And it tells his story or something like that. And from what I've seen, as visceral and brutal as it is, yes.
I like those things.
Yeah. It's something that's going to be on my radar for a while until I actually watch it.
Yeah. Well, see, like, when you talk about it, made me think of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which looks really good too, actually.
Yeah. That's when Valhalla was announced, that actually almost piqued my interest in watching the show.
Yeah. The Age of Vikings is here again. Well, see, I've been watching people. I haven't watched any playthroughs on Assassin's Creed Valhalla yet, but someone ran into a bug, like you can canoe and stuff around there with like Viking ships, and it said the title of the video was Assassin's Creed has great graphics, and it just showed 2 random NPCs floating in their canoe above in the sky, like floating around, and the YouTuber was just watching it like, huh.
Would you look at that?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of sold on that now. Like,
nice.
Glitch sold me on it.
Yeah. But other TV shows, every now and then I'll just I'll just catch what's on television, like whatever my folks are watching.
What about like stream wise? Like, have you watched streamed lately? Like,
well, other than The Mandalorian,
I know you were talking about the Dark Crystal.
Oh yeah, the Dark Crystal, that television show that's based on that old Jim Henson film, the
Jim
80s.
Henson.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite films together.
Mm-hmm.
The Dark Crystal.
I used to grab some chairs and like fold up chairs and walk around like those.
And you look like those Landstriders.
Yeah, like, hey, Willow, look,
Dark Crystal.
Yeah,
I'm like, shut up, James. Get back to work. You used to do that when we was in high school.
I know.
Well, yeah, the Dark Crystal. Actually, I really did enjoy what I saw of that show. I didn't watch the entire season 1. Mm-hmm. I need to catch up on it. But you know what? It was so good, I'll rewatch the entire season again. I don't care.
I really hope it gets another season. I've been told that it's not. But...
I know. You told me that, and that really broke my heart, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, what I saw was so good.
I want to watch it before it's taken off on Netflix, though. Cause,
yeah, do it.
Yeah,
do it. Because
really
I need to rewatch the entire series. Oh, man, it was good. It built on the lore of the movie, you know, because the movie didn't delve too much into its lore, but it just gave you what it had.
Yeah, it was just
kind of like the old Star Wars films, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't delve into the lore until like maybe the prequels and sequels came out, and the books and all that.
Yeah.
Dark Crystal, boy, this show really gets into it. It really gets into it, like you know.
Well, you said it had like a charm of like how like the puppetry did, right?
Oh, that's the thing. When I saw the trailer of this show, before it came out, I looked at it, and obviously what sold me on it was the fact that they stuck with the puppets.
Yeah,
they didn't CGI the holy hell out of the show too much, other than like landscaping and when like they're in moving carriages and stuff and like going really fast, or when they're on the Landstriders themselves or whatever. But like they stuck with the puppets for both the Skeksis and the Gelflings and the Podlings and all that.
So it's a nice mixture of like CG and handcrafting.
It's kind of like what the Star Wars sequels tried to bring back from what the prequels did, you know,
like with Puppet Yoda and stuff like that.
Yeah. And like, oh man, it was pretty good. This show, don't skip it. I'm gonna rewatch it. It's beautiful.
I'll watch it too, and we'll touch base on that, and I'll give you my thoughts on it.
Man, let's watch it together.
All right, let's do that. I'll buy another big bag of popcorn. I love those big
yeah,
bags.
we're just gonna watch it together because I really want to watch that show again. Oh, it was beautiful, and I really hope it does get another season because, man, after you told me it might not get one, it really just broke me. I was like, man.
Yeah. Okay, so this one I want to talk about because it took you a while to watch it. It's not on any streaming sites. It's strictly YouTube right now. But it is Vivzy Pop's Hotel Has-Been.
Oh, dear.
And the universe around it. Not for kids. Let me clarify that first. Definitely not for kids.
Yeah, if we do have any kids or older parents watching, do not plug this to your kids.
Yeah. Don't tell them about it. Watch it when they go to school or...
Even though it's animators used to work on kids shows, from what I was told, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Vivzy Pop, she just did like AMVs and stuff, their own original characters. But then she wanted to do a show. And the show has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss.
Yes.
And they take place in the same universe. And I don't know if you want me to like go into detail, but like
just give us a quick synopsis of.
So it's based in hell.
Yeah.
And the characters are all lovable. From an interview, I guess she said the characters are based off of stuff that she experienced in her life so far. which is great. I love it because there's substance to each character. Like with Alistair and Angel Dust. Definitely not the best role model, but my favorite character.
Very lovable. Very lovable.
Mm-hmm.
Love Angel Dust.
And, Husker, I guess every one of these characters represents something that happened to her in her life. So I'm all like, wow, there's always going to be a good, deep lore behind each and every character. But, yeah, my personal favorite is just Angel Dust. He's hilarious. He's sarcastic, which, me. And, Hell of a Boss is cool too. Like the full episode finally aired. Did you watch it yet? You did.
Yeah, I did. That was the first thing you showed us.
Yeah,
it was. I don't think it was Has Been Hotel. It was Hell of a Boss first.
Was it Hell? Oh, it was Hell of a Boss.
Yes, it was Hell of a Boss first, and then Has Been Hotel came out.
But the first official episode of Hell of a Boss came out. You watched it, right? Did we watch together? I don't remember.
The one with the
family,
the cannibal family.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that first, and then I told you guys you need to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did.
I did. I was like, you guys need to watch this.
I was a little sad. I was like, yeah, we could watch together. Oh, I watched it. Oh, okay.
I know. I just couldn't help it. As soon as I saw something, it was like, Hell of a Boss, episode 1. I was like, touched it immediately. I was like, heck with this, man. I need to watch this right now.
But yeah, if you're into the more adult humor side, this is for you. It's really good. And Disney Pop released a music video called Addict, and it revolved around Angel Dust's backstory.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I didn't actually get to listen to it or watch it.
Aside from the animation, really good song. Like I'm into the dancey dance, the funness too at the same time. It's really good lore behind It's really good Angel Dust backstory because he's the fan favorite. He's the fan favorite.
He actually is, yes. He is.
Him and Cherry Bomb.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you watch it and you see Angel Dust, I know what you're all going to think. But James said that's a he, and then he'll talk and be like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Vivzy Pop's Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss is great. Oh, Hell of a Boss is cool too because it's a collaboration too. Like Brandon Rogers is a funny YouTuber. He's the voice of, I can't remember his name now, but he's the boss.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
The guy who voiced Invader Zim, what's his name? Do you know his name? I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
No, I don't remember that show.
But anyway, Zim, his voice actor is Moxie's voice on there. So, there's some pretty good A-list names in here doing voices for a show on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
A-listers, man.
Yeah.
At least we think so.
My opinion, yeah. He also voices, what's his name? The alien on Destroy All Humans, right?
Does he now?
Yeah.
Which one? The boss or the actual alien?
The actual alien.
Cryptosporidium, really?
I think so.
I don't know. Are you sure? This guy's got a really deep voice. And it depends on whether you're talking about the remake or the old one, because I think they might have a new actor for the remake.
I might be thinking of the old one.
I'll have to take a look. Now you got me curious.
I'm going to fact check that.
You got me really curious.
I know he did. No, I'm thinking of Psychonauts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to say, you got me really curious.
No, he's the main character in Psychonauts. I don't know if everyone remembers that game, but yeah.
Well, you better, because there's another one coming out, baby.
What?
Yes, Psychonauts 2. They got announced this year during the PlayStation 5 event during the summer.
That's going in my Christmas list. Or
Sweet.
My wish list.
Well, Santa knows what to get you for Christmas. Hey, by the way,
What you need?
I was going to say, speaking of, voicing characters in, shows like YouTube or television or whatever, those people don't get enough credit, man.
Yeah.
They really, really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, some of these people are a little more A-list actors, doing stuff for both video games, television shows, and YouTube stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people just don't get credit for voice roles.
Yeah.
Unless you're really following the voice acting community.
Mm-hmm.
At least I don't think so.
Yeah.
A lot of those actors in that sort of media are always, to me, feel a little bit unappreciated.
Well, see, yeah, I was doing a research because I wanted to be a voice actor at one point.
Yeah, I still do.
Yes, and if the chance was given to me, I totally would. But I guess they said it doesn't pay well unless you're doing it on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And you have it's a lot like YouTube and stuff, I guess. We have to get sponsors and deals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, you make money with your voice. That's kind of cool. That's really cool.
It is.
And you get to put a voice behind a face of many people love, multiple characters people love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really love it.
For the longest time, I didn't know Mark Hamill was the voice of the Joker.
I didn't know that neither till you told me.
Yeah. A lot of people were like, yeah, Joker's Luke Skywalker. I was like, what? Luke Skywalker's Joker. And I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? And then I looked it up. Mark Hamill as the voice of the Joker. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I had no idea about that either.
That was years ago, and then I finally realized it. Like, being a kid, I actually didn't like as much as I loved the animated series of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch a whole lot of it as a kid. It wasn't until I got older that I watched it.
See, I remember watching Batman animated, but that was like, when I'm at the end of the day and I'm just laying there, whatever's in Cartoon Network, I'll just lay there and watch it until I fall asleep. That's like the most of the old animated Batman I watched, but I remember loving it,
Mm-hmm.
But
as an adult, it's actually a very phenomenal show. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like anybody can watch this. Kids, adults. Like, my god.
Is he still playing Joker nowadays?
He's still playing the Joker.
Okay.
And Kevin Conroy's still playing Batman.
Kevin Conroy. Yeah, when I think Batman, I think of Kevin Conroy.
I think Michael Keaton, to be honest. Like, I mean, I love Kevin Conroy's Batman, but for me, it was always Michael Keaton for some reason.
I like Conroy because his voice is like soothing to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Conroy's got a good voice for Batman.
Makes me think of like a dad's talking to me.
It's funny because when you look at him, he looks like the definition of a grandpa or a dad.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's old now, but like,
can you be my dad? Well, we all know Liam Neeson's my dad. So
Liam Neeson's is your dad.
Yeah.
And you won't have it any other way.
He just doesn't know it yet. Dad, if you're out there.
He was actually your dad in Fallout 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's my dad.
Well, there you go.
Only my dad.
Okay, so with that, we are going to switch frequencies one last time. This time we'll get it right.
Okay.
And we are going to talk about video games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Video games. Did we ever talk about that?
We did not. We were plugging a few video games here and there just for films and TV, but that was it. But this time we're talking about full-on video games, baby.
Okay. Yeah.
What have you been playing recently?
Why do I gotta start? I'm gonna go on for hours about Dark Souls.
I don't care. Just start. Go ahead. Dark Souls is your love, your life, your forte. Do it.
Oh, yeah. There's Ashes of Andorel DLC. Sister Freeod. FromSoft, if you're listening. I mean, I'm okay with like Ornstein and Smo, 2 boss characters at the same time, but when you give me a 3-part boss that I actually have to summon help on, you make me...
I will personally send this to FromSoft myself. I will send a copy of the USB of this podcast to them so they can hear the final part of this so you can tell them yourself.
Sister Freed, man, like, I know I mentioned her already, but jeez. Like, I pride myself on soloing Souls games,
I saw you streaming part of it.
Yeah, but I needed the help because I'm a Dex build with magic, and I know that's not a lot of people's forte, but, I'm like, I can do it, so I'm going to do whatever I want. And it's working.
Hey, if it works.
I've been beating strength characters in PvP, so there's that. I don't care about the strength meta. I break boundaries.
F the norm, right?
Yeah, F the norm, yeah. But excuse me, man. This coffee's like it's good, but anyway, it's just rough. And when I'm done raging in Dark Souls, I play a little calmer game, Hollow Knight. You told me much about it. And
Hollow Knight, one of the best, not only one of the best indie games I've ever played, but one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah, it's so good because it's nice and it's hard and challenging as a side scroller, but at the same time, there's little moments with like at Dirtmouth, the hub of the world, I guess you would call it, and the music playing in the background. It's serene, it's nice, and just I normally don't like taking credit for things, but I really think I'm proud of myself that I sold you on the fact that it was a Metroidvania / Dark Souls hybrid. Oh yeah, Metroid's one of my favorite game series too.
Me too, baby. Me too.
I love me some Samus.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite Metroid game was probably Metroid Zero for the Game Boy Advance.
Nice.
I mean, I know everyone likes Metroid Prime and all that, but
yeah,
just when I think Metroid, I think of side scroller.
Side scrollers, baby.
And Zero was my favorite because he started from scratch. He literally started from scratch from a crash. I don't think you're exactly Zero Suit. It's been years since I played it, but you just that base suit, and you have to find upgrade, and I don't know. I remember my family and I used to take trips to Idaho a lot, and I had my Game Boy Advance with me, and that's when I started playing Metroid actually, and I was just all like, "What is this game?" And I remember I had the cool little light you plug into the side, and my mom would be driving back, and I'd just be sitting there playing Metroid, and it's like with God, I can't remember the Zelda game now that we're playing on your YouTube.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening, yeah. Link's Awakening was another one of those games that I hold near and dear to my heart. It's just that game is almost on the same level with me.
Really?
Yeah, just because driving back in the dark, playing some Metroid.
Oh yeah,
it was good. I would totally order another GBA just to play that game.
Playing Metroid in the dark is always the best feeling.
Yeah.
Speaking of Metroid, since you're speaking of Metroid, I want to ask you this.
What you got?
Have you ever played Samus Returns for Nintendo 3DS?
I have not. I've seen it, though, but I've never played it.
I haven't. It is
what?
Beautiful.
Where? Show me.
It is in the drawer behind you. It is beautiful.
Is it?
It is.
What is it for?
It is. Oh, it. People are I want to say it is a remake of the Super Metroid for the Nintendo, for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
It is a 2D platformer, 2D side-scrolling one, almost like the old school ones. But my God, it is beautiful.
Huh. Okay.
It is. Oh, I love that game so much. I haven't finished it yet.
What is it for?
3DS.
3DS? Okay.
Please bring that game to the Switch. It is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, how did that slip on my radar?
It actually slipped a lot of people, believe it or not, because I think it was one of the last 3DS games that came out.
Kind of bad timing, yeah.
It kind of was. That's part of the problem. But see, people were hyped for Metroid Prime 4, and they weren't going to get it for years, and they still haven't yet.
Still waiting for that?
So what they got instead was this, to hopefully hold them over for now. Aside from what people were hoping for, a Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch, it hasn't happened yet either. But
I know they did the remake of Prime for DS, but it was more like a port, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the one? Federation Force? Was that for the original DS?
I think so.
I think that's the one like nobody really liked though.
Yeah. I think that was.
I think a cousin of mine down the road used to have that game a long time ago, but I wasn't into Metroid games at the time. I wasn't into Metroid games until like maybe 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah.
And now I love them dearly.
Yeah, they're great.
I'm actually playing through the entire Metroid Prime trilogy as we speak.
On what?
Oh,
okay.
On the Wii U.
Yeah, so you got a Wii U sitting.
I got a Wii U sitting over there, baby.
That's cool.
Yeah. Terrible system. Great games.
I don't want to say it was terrible. I mean, it was cool.
Terrible system.
Well, yeah.
The only thing that was worth playing on that are the Wii games.
I mean,
except the Wind Waker HD.
That's what I was about to
The
drop.
Wind Waker HD, and I still haven't played Twilight Princess yet. So
that's one of my favorite Zelda games.
Wind Waker HD is one of mine.
Oh yeah, Wind Waker HD is great.
I love that game. It's actually my second favorite Zelda game of all time. Is the Wind Waker.
What's your first?
The Link Between Worlds, baby.
Oh yeah. I still gotta play that too. Oh,
I mean, if you have played Link to the
Switch,
no, it is 3DS.
Damn it! I gotta get a 3DS again. At least order one online somewhere.
Yeah. 3DS had some great games, man.
They did. I regret selling mine. I played all the Pokemon games on them.
They did.
I miss my Pokemon. I miss my Gengar.
Never played a Pokemon game. Actually, no, I have. But it was during the days of Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
It was Pokemon Snap.
Come on, you at least had to have Stadium.
I had Stadium, but it didn't work. I rented it from someplace.
God.
Yeah.
I'm questioning our friendship now.
That was it. Literally it. I was actually going to get Pokemon Sword and Shield this year.
I was going to say, would you be willing to play Sword or Shield?
I'm like on the fence, man, because I've been hearing some very mixed things about it.
And
that was originally going to be my first Pokemon game for the first time in 20 years.
Because I got a buddy who's playing it, and he really wants me to play Sword with him, but he has Shield. The more people, the better. So.
What is the difference between the two? Why are there two different games?
Legendaries and...
Sorry.
Broke my can.
I know.
My water. But different legendaries and different Pokemon from regions. It's just a region-based kind of thing. Like you get certain Pokemon in one game and certain in the other that you can't get in the other unless you trade.
Unless you bought both games.
Or trade.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's a trade system and a battle system.
I know that.
Start acting like it. Just kidding.
Fine. Maybe I just don't care.
Yeah, you do. But yeah,
just a bit.
Yeah, I really want to play that. I just need to finish school first and figure my life out.
Get away from all these games and focus on your schoolwork.
I've been.
Stay in school, kids.
Stay in school. Otherwise, you're gonna. Never mind. But stay in school.
You're gonna end up like us.
Yeah. Having fun and making a podcast. Okay, enough about my video game randomness. Go right now. Get going.
Yes, Dad. Well, as you know, I have been playing, speaking of FromSoft, I have been playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
I love that game.
I do too, but I also hate my life.
I was going to say, no, you don't. You're making great progress, though.
I like it. I really like it. But I don't love it like I love Bloodborne, man.
Oh, Bloodborne's my favorite.
Bloodborne is my favorite, too.
I'm still getting a tattoo of that saw cleaver.
You okay?
What was that?
That was me.
Oh!
That was me exhaling my rage and my...
I thought your mic was like leaking.
Leaking.
Like, are these like... are these
These are
mics?
inflatable mics.
Balloons?
These are inflatable mics. No,
Such a technology exists?
There is a God.
They got an inflatable bed, so I think...
Yeah, I got an inflatable bed. Also got an inflatable doll. Anyway, I've got beat the
Anyway, sorry.
The Demon of Hatred, of Flames of Hatred last night. No, at 3-something this morning I beat it. I was there for 4 hours.
That was a fun boss fight, though. Aside from the infinite sadness you're going to experience when you're done with it, spoiler free.
I already did. It was sad. Now I'm on the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Genichiro Ashina for the final time.
Mm-hmm.
Who I know also brought his goddamn grandfather to the fight.
Yep. Did you fight the dragon yet?
Yes.
That was cool, huh, though? Aside from it being hard, it was really cool.
Actually, it wasn't as hard.
Yeah, it
wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Cinematically cool.
It was really cool. It took me out of the experience of like this whole... I don't know. It literally took me on a whole different plane of existence.
Like you fought the little dragons, you're like, this is the boss?
I was like, this tree's a dragon, and then
it
is
is
actually a dragon. I was like, oh, dude, cool.
Leaping up on the thing, catching the lightning, and throwing it back.
Yes,
Ooh,
that was
cool.
That was actually really fun. I liked that.
I think that was meant to be more of a cinematic funness anyway. It was cool.
I was like, tired of this game being hard and bullshit? Here, have fun with this.
Yeah. It was great. It was really great.
Don't look at me like that, you freak. You know what I mean.
I'm going to allow the curse word. Because, it's impossible not to...
It's bullshit!
Yeah, it's not...
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's impossible not to curse when you're playing FromSoft games. So.
Or thinking of FromSoft games.
I'll give you that one.
Speaking of FromSoft, again, I'll just go ahead and plug the idea that I am playing Dark Souls in all its glitchy 30 frames per second glory on the PS3.
Well, do you still want to restart that because you bought the remake?
The answer is no. Even though I bought the remastered version, the answer is no.
It'd be a fun LP to record. Let me put it this way. Could we put it on my channel?
My blood is boiling.
Oh, you're getting red. You're actually getting redder than.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
This is what these games do to me, but I still subject myself to them for God knows why.
I remember when we first fought Ornstein and Smo, you kept dying to him. I was like, let me try it. Let me try it. I'm not going to beat him.
You beat him first go.
First go. And I'm like, I still got it.
You know what that did? Robbed me of that experience of beating Ornstein and Smo.
Even better to play the remake. You can do it by yourself. If
I played it again, I would at least known how to beat them.
I showed you how.
I don't remember because I was too busy being mad that you beat it.
Well, looks like you got to play the remake now.
I don't want to, but I'm going to. You know I'm going to.
Yep. You should play Demon's Souls first, though, when you get a PS5. Before you do the Dark Souls.
Anybody want to send me a PS5? Or am I going to have to start throwing elbows with kids at GameStop and Walmart?
James 2, just send me one, please. It's not an affordability issue. It's just Availability issue?
Yeah. Quit scalping all the PS5s and Xbox Series X's, you pricks.
I've seen a dude sell one for $1,100, and he had 20 of them. And I'm all
you know what's the best part?
Huh.
A lot of those people can't sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I wonder why.
That's dumb.
All you scalpers, knock it off.
Stop. Get help.
Yeah. You think you're cool? You're not.
No, you're not.
You're just taking away Christmas presents from kids.
Yeah. From me.
And from me. I was going to say. Me, I will throw elbows for those Christmas presents.
I do want an Xbox Series X.
I do
Is
too. I
X?
want both, dude,
Yeah.
because... Let me plug another game real quick. The Medium is coming out on...
The medium? What's
Yes.
the medium?
I...
Besides the shirt size I want to be.
The Medium is a game much in the vein of Silent Hill.
Ooh. I love me some Silent Hill.
You know how much I love Silent Hill.
Dude, we play Silent Hill game every Christmas.
Yeah, we
We're
do.
just waiting for the snow. Definitely without snow for some reason.
Every Christmas we play Silent Hill. It's Silent Hill 2. It's Silent Hill 3. You haven't played Silent Hill 3 with me yet.
I have not.
You've played Silent Hill 4. You've played Silent Hill 2. You've played Silent Hill Shattered Memories.
Yeah.
You've played Silent Hill Origins and Downpour.
Yeah.
But we have not together played Silent Hill 3.
Yeah, we got it.
Silent Hill 3 is my favorite Silent Hill game of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I love that game so much. People plug Silent Hill 2 so much.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's only okay. That's just me. I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to be like, Silent Hill 2 is god tier. And I'm
Blasphemy.
like, look at me. Look at me. Silent Hill 2 is a spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
It is facts a spin-off, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't continue the story from the very first game.
Mm-hmm.
Silent Hill 3 does. It picks up that story.
Yeah.
It concludes that story.
Mm-hmm.
Such an awesome way.
Mm-hmm.
Silent Hill 2, there hasn't been a game that's actually continued that story ever since.
Yeah. Well, that's like with Silent Hill 4. Silent Hill 4 is
Silent
my
Hill 4
favorite.
has very small ties to
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, it callbacks a lot of things.
I
I really do. Like, that's the 4th is my favorite. Like, I legitimately creeped out by the things in there.
Silent Hill 4 was actually the first Silent Hill game I ever played.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I played a very small portion of 2. It was like the Resident Evil games back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 3. That's okay. Resident Evil 3 was actually the first Resident Evil game I played back in the day, but it was only as a demo disc that came when you bought Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
And apparently, Dino Crisis Demo was the game that was the demo game that came with the Resident Evil 3 game.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Silent Hill, the Medium is coming out. You can also play that on PC, I guess, but I want to play that on an Xbox.
Yeah, yeah.
I never thought I'd say that in my life because I actually was never an Xbox person.
Well, I was both, but I just prefer PS4 now because all my friends have it.
Yeah, everybody's on the PS4 now.
Yeah.
Everybody will soon be on the PS5, but whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah. When we can get one. And Cyberpunk 2077, which I really want to. Yeah. So.
And so the Medium is one of my games that I'm actually looking forward to. Another one is not coming out for another maybe year, but when I saw the trailer for it, I think I pissed my pants in excitement, James.
What you got? What is it?
Resident Evil
Oh!
Village.
Ooh. Yeah.
Or
Okay.
more like Resident Evil 8 Village.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good God Almighty. Mm.
That trailer was great. Like, really great.
I will see no other trailers from here on out. No matter how many that come out, I just want the game.
I got Silent
And
Hill. I got Resident Evil 4 vibes from it.
Hardcore 4. You know, when the trailer first dropped, I thought it was a remake of 4 that has been long rumored. I thought it was because of the way everything looked, the way the village looked, the way the castle looked.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is this Resident Evil 4 in first person?
Right.
But then they plugged it at the end. Nope. This is Resident Evil 8, baby.
So it's a direct sequel to 7 then,
It
right?
is a direct sequel to 7, yes.
Okay.
You will be playing again as Ethan Winters.
Ethan, yeah.
And
Quiz is there.
And it looks like Chris might be
the villain?
Or something along the lines.
I want to say it's a clone. You know what I mean?
Well, I wouldn't put it past Capcom to do that. They did that with Ada.
It's like
6.
a conversation we had. Like maybe that's like Wesker, like in a cloned body of Chris. You know what I mean?
And something I talked to you about a while back, I don't know if you remember this, but I'll remind you that in Revelations 2, Resident Evil Revelations 2, if anybody's played it, sorry for the spoilers I'm about to give. Wesker had a sister.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
You remember telling me that, yeah.
And her goal was to transfer her living soul into this little girl via, I don't know how, like some kind of machine, I can't remember. But that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
At least if I remember right. I might have to go back and play that game again just to get that right. But there was different endings. The bad ending is she's successful and she kills you.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
The good ending, obviously, she doesn't do it. But considering Resident Evil has not shied away from cloning at all.
Yeah.
But the most wacky they went with it was 6 when they cloned Ada Wong.
Yeah.
And if they want to one-up themselves, this is how they do it, is if they clone Chris Redfield.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, in 7, spoilers for 7 at the end, Chris and the DLC, Chris is working for Neo Umbrella. For a new Umbrella. It's not Neo Umbrella. It's a new Umbrella.
Yeah.
But see, Umbrella in 7 was a revamp of what it used to be. It's actually run by good guys.
Well, see, even
trying to clean up what Umbrella did over these past 10 years or so. But what's the deal with Chris shooting Mia in the face at the end
even then
of 7? What the hell happened?
That Chris in 7, I was like, that's Chris? Kind of didn't look like Chris to me.
No, he got another revamp.
Yeah.
And fun fact, he's now voiced by the guy who voiced Carlos in 3.
Oh, okay.
The remake.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The molded from 7, right? You know, that little girl?
Yeah.
Evelyn?
Yeah.
She infected Mia in the flashback scene where you play. She infected Mia. That's how she infects people, how they get crazy, is she infects them with the mold virus.
Yeah.
Mia wasn't... we don't know if Mia was entirely cured at the end of 7.
Yeah.
Because there's, again, in 7 there's 2 different endings. You can either kill Mia or you can not.
Yeah.
If you save Zoe in 7, you have to kill Mia on the ship because she starts blaming you. You left me behind. You chose Zoe over me. But that's just Evelyn talking through her.
Yeah.
That forces you to kill her. If you save Mia instead, at the end of the mission where you actually save her, choose her over Zoe, in the ship, she pushes you out of the ship before Evelyn can infect the rest of it. And she becomes infected once again after she's cured.
Okay.
We don't know if she's cured at the end when she shows up with Chris, because if you save Zoe instead, Mia's not there. She's dead. So, what if you both get away? See, Ethan is infected too. He has to be infected. Because...
why didn't Chris shoot him then?
That's what I want to know. It's just theories so far, is that they still could both be infected with the Evelyn virus.
Yeah.
And maybe Chris is trying to clean up everything.
No,
the only way
the
only way to do that is to kill you and Mia. What if?
Yeah.
What if Chris is the werewolf creature?
Or
cool. What if you...
Well, he is yoked again.
What if you are the werewolf creature at some point in the game you have to play as Chris and kill Ethan?
That'd be cool.
There are different things that I'm just like... It's blowing my mind, man. Like, what's going to happen?
I'm excited for this.
Because, you know, this is the way it was. What they're doing with this is very weird for Resident Evil standards. They're doing what looks like vampire women, what looks like vampire hunters, what looks like werewolves.
Well, they did say at the beginning of that trailer... this comes to an end of something like that.
Yeah, it's his story comes to an end. Who are they talking about? Yeah. They're either talking about Ethan or they're talking about Chris.
I don't know. I feel like they're going to throw a curveball and it'll be completely someone else. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, that is our video game segment, and that is actually the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
I feel good.
I do too.
I feel really good about this because this is our first podcast, man. I really enjoyed this talk.
So where could they find you outside of our podcast?
Outside of our podcasts, you can find me anywhere. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me... I can give you my YouTube link, I suppose.
Yeah.
You can just find me on Grey Willow Gaming on both Twitch and YouTube. And where can they find you, James?
Well, right now I just got YouTube and Twitch, and it's just Jimmy That One Guy, at Jimmy That One Guy. Just, you know...
We'll link some descriptions down where you can find us.
Oh gosh,
and maybe we'll link an email too.
Yeah,
where you can actually get a hold of us if you wanted to.
I will be making a Twitter for Random Frequencies and a YouTube in case YouTube is more accessible to people to listen to the podcast. But it will be on Spotify and SoundCloud, and I'm gonna try to get us on Apple Music too and iTunes. So yeah,
we'll be sure to let you know in the coming weeks.
The links will be dropped.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, this was a what I consider a very successful first podcast. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Look forward to the next one.
It was great.
I'll be sure to come up with new ideas, and we hope all you listeners out there, whoever's watching, hope you enjoyed it too.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Stay safe, and until next time,
Yep,
take care.
That was Random Frequencies.